Okay, so first question from Marcy. I want to know about cord cutting. How can I get the TV service I want without being tied to Xfinity? It really depends on what it is that you want. The best thing you can do is sign up for a free consultation. Go to leblanchtechservices.com and we can answer that more completely for you. But don't worry, Marcy, there are so many options a lot of people aren't even aware of. What is the best router to use with GNS? From Brian. Brian, I happen to like the mesh systems, and I like the ones that you can hardwire together. So that's either TP-Link or Orbi. Orbi's kind of expensive. My thing with TP-Link is it's a great system. It's not the best, but at the price point, they really can't be beat. So we actually sell them also. So again, you could visit our website, or also some of my YouTube videos have a link on them. But just message us and we'll get you all hooked up. Wendy, hey Mark, when could I get off of Comcast? Hopefully very soon. There's definitely some options coming. I actually, believe it or not, talked to Frontier, and they have expanded. So send me your address again. Between GoNet or Frontier or some of the other options I have now, we might be able to get you off Comcast. So also, I have a great option for small businesses now, since they don't use as much data. They just need a phone. So I have a phone system that also you can use as internet. So that's pretty cool. Or maybe I'm just a dork. You're welcome, Brian. There's about a 30-second delay on here. I'm streaming, so I got the background through OBS, which actually is a pretty cool program. So I can even load stuff up. Let me show you. So I can show you what your house looks like before cutting the cord. Look at that. It's like magic. So that's just a diagram we made. Some of you may have seen it. It's just, why you want to cut the cord, cost savings or not. You're kind of robbing your own system before it gets to the modem, causing interference in the line. As you can see right there, it if you look, hold on, let me resize this so that I can see myself better. There we go. Cool. So yeah, you could see that it's I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but it you have it coming in and it splits and before it even gets to the modem. And then I could show you after, so we can hide that. Something might have gone wrong here. There we go. Oh, Marcy said you had a Roku set up. Roku is a good option. It used to be first Fire Stick was better, and then Roku was better, and now I think Fire Stick is definitely a lot better. There's a couple things it can't do. Mainly the only time I use Roku, though, is during if somebody wants to keep the Comcast programming, and it's the only thing available for reliable that has the Comcast Stream app. Brian says on my work calls, my connection sometimes says no internet. Does that mean GNS is not giving me internet, or is it something else? Brian, I don't know what you're using for a router, but it could be a router. Some routers only connect to one thing at a time, and one or two things at a time. Sorry, let me get this off. It's actually distracting me. Yeah, it only connects to one or two things at a time. So what happens is it shows Wi-Fi because you're connected to the Wi-Fi radio, but you're not getting internet fed to your system. So that is a problem. Debra says, how reliable has the service been working from home and don't want to worry about connectivity issues? There's a lot you can do, and we don't really have connectivity issues, and that's one of the reasons that I clean up all the noise I can out of the line, so it's more robust even if you're on Comcast. It allows more room for errors. So like, for instance, I wish I had a picture of a sound wave, but there's a signal floor and then a noise floor. So what happens is anytime it crosses below that noise floor, it loses the ability to carry data. And sometimes it's 1 decibel that keeps it from, the difference from working or not working. So, there are ways to make internet pretty reliable, and that's why I had that cord cutting diagram up there so that you could see, you're taking out a ton of variables by cutting the cord, and I would do it even if it cost more. But actually, probably 99.9% of the time, you're saving money, so that's a nice bonus. Okay, so Jennifer, I just saw your question. It says, what is the best option for an older home with plaster walls where we encounter a lot of connectivity issues? I already tried installing 2 other routers and the issue persists. That's one of the reasons I only install mesh systems that can be hardwired together. It's called a backhaul. And, if you think about it, it makes perfect sense because if you're not getting Wi-Fi signal and you're trying to install something that connects wireless to fix that, it just doesn't make any sense. So you basically have to hardwire around the obstruction. So I use TP-Link routers. Again, you can contact us and get a free consultation for more details. You could try to do it yourself, or we could definitely come help you do it. So Debra, let me put that diagram back up for you. So this was before cord cutting. You see the splitter in the way before it gets to the modem, and it is obstructing the signal. And then after cord cutting, you'll see it's a much cleaner signal. It goes straight to the modem, and you get the best possible signal. So if there is some kind of interference or attenuation, it's has less of an impact. It also actually, ironically, the more people that clean up the noise and the extra stuff and the that's robbing the signal inside their house, since it's a shared network, the better the neighborhood would be. If everybody did this, there would be so many less problems, even in the house, like in the whole neighborhood. It would be crazy. So I'm definitely a big advocate. when I started this, it wasn't that I hated cable boxes. I mean, I think they're a waste, but they're limited, they're antiquated, but I didn't actually ever really hate them, and I didn't really set out to save money. I just wanted to clean the signal up as much as possible. Let me fix this now. Also, one thing we try to do too is I hate wires. I hate messy installations. I can't stand it. I'll get to your question in a second, Deborah. I got one more picture to show. I had this today where there was a wire right in the front of the house. I cannot stand this. So this is the front of somebody's house, like right as they're going in. Talk about curb appeal. I don't know if you could see it, but it's right there on the side of the garage. It's pretty gross. It's a little bit in the shadows, but you can see it, and I would never, me nor my techs would ever do something like that. That's why I usually like when people call us before they call any of these companies for internet service, so we can make sure it's done right, and then you don't have to worry, and then you don't have to deal with these ugly installations. Alright, so Deborah, you want to talk the ability to DVR and which options are best for local channels. Well, most of them have DVRs. I mean, I did one today, a review yesterday, sorry, on VidGo, and it doesn't have a DVR, but it's a very basic service. So I can post at the end. I can post my YouTube pages, so I have a review on there. But it's really easy. I could actually even show you really quick. So 1 second. Let me load this up. So we can actually go to something, and I could show you how easy it is to DVR. Like I said, I have on my YouTube page the so I'm just resizing this for you. On my YouTube page, the how to record on all of these, but basically it's super easy. So like for instance, Fubo's my favorite right now, so you just click on it, and you can just go. I put myself in the way so you can't see it. Sorry about that. Alright, so you just click on it. You can go over to record here, or you can go to the guide, which is up here. You can click on something, and then it'll ask you to record right there. So it's super easy. So you don't really need to worry a whole lot. A lot of people get concerned, but cable boxes are actually way more limited than people realize. You could really do anything you want. You're basically turning your TV into a smartphone. So that's so much better. So Chuck, any thoughts on Wi-Fi 6 and the upcoming Wi-Fi 6E? I kind of put it in the same category as like 8K and even 4K. It is, it, 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 It's nice, yeah, but not a lot of things use it yet, and or utilize it. Like you know, 4K or 8K TV, you need a large TV, like you know, really large, like 60 inches or better to really see a difference. And you know, a lot of the 1080p TVs look great. You could even get actually like some of the best pictures I see are actually the old 1080 Sonys. Well, they're old now, but you know they Vegas. They still have a great picture, and for anything under 50 inches. So, and Debra, I don't know if you saw the demonstration, but that's not a separate app. It's a TV streaming app. So that was Fubo TV, one of many options which we can help you choose from, and it just has a DVR built in it. So you look for the channels, and if you want, I can probably go back to that. It's up to you. And Chuck, sorry to rush out of that question, but I don't think it's necessary or worth the money, long story short, right now. The prices are starting to go down, though, on some of the Wi-Fi 6 stuff, so I'm almost ready to switch over to using Wi-Fi 6. Deborah's asking, do you ever do live demos, or is all of that on your YouTube channel? I could probably do a live demo. You know, if somebody requested it, I could definitely do a live demo. I'm probably going to start doing these Facebook Lives every Thursday night. So I'm sure one of them will be, you know, I'm probably going to start doing, all right, today is everything you need to know about YouTube TV, everything you need to know about Fubo TV, you know. So we could explore a new app. So I'm definitely open for ideas too. So any suggestions, definitely message me. You know, go to our website and send me a message. Got two different drinks here. Got my iced tea and my water. Getting hydrated and dehydrated at the same time. We got another question. Debra. Yeah, I wish, but you know what? It's after 5, so I think that would be acceptable. We got another option, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but it looks like Jenica, Alan. Is there a mesh option that's not tied to something that listens in like Google Home? Yeah, there's a ton of them. My favorite ones don't listen. So Orbi, TP-Link. TP-Link's my favorite because it's the best hands down for the money. You can't do better. I've looked and I've tested a ton of stuff, and you really can't do better than the for the money. There is better stuff out there, but I would rather have something that is a 7 out of 10 and is inexpensive enough that we could replace it when it's obsolete in a year and a half, 2 years. So, you know, if you invest $400 in a mesh system, you're probably not going to want to replace it, you know, in 24 months. But, you know, you spend 80, I don't know, somewhere around half that, you know, it's a little better to stomach. So, you know, instead of getting I'd rather get the 7 instead of the 9, and then be able to replace it pretty frequently, relatively frequently. Life cycle for technology is very short. So, a 2-year-old router, no matter how much you spent on it, is still getting old. Did I say your name right? Alright, so let me show you guys something else. We can go back to the Fire Stick. Do I foresee caps on free streaming data? I hear Comcast is going to do that. They're putting caps on data, period. So, when you stream enough of it, they also have an unlimited plan. So, yeah, Comcast's days are numbered. They're not, unless they change the way they're doing business, they're not going to last much longer. I'm in talks with towns and stuff to come up with other options, and there's startup companies dying to take them out. So I don't think Comcast is going to be your benchmark for very much longer, to be honest with you. Alright, let me see. Just want to set up something for you guys. We'll go back to the Fire Stick. Hi, Lori. Yeah, so that is good news. The AG is trying to put a hold time on data caps, and that's probably long enough for us to have other options than Comcast. So that's pretty cool. So I hope everybody didn't rush and go get unlimited data. I think that sucks, because I don't know what's going to happen to those people who, like, I talked to a friend of mine, and she was about to go get the unlimited data, but they use like half of what the data cap is on their worst month. It's just the two of them and their small daughter. So, people have to be informed. That's why I always say education is the key. So I try to educate everybody as much as I can, and I hope you guys tell all your friends, and we can grow the audience here in weeks to come. So let me get over here, show you guys some stuff. So there's also some free apps, like Pluto TV is probably one of the most popular ones. So you can look at it, and it's sorry, it's hard for me. I must be getting old. It's hard for me to see these tiny screens. So anyways, it's got all sorts of stuff. So, like, if all you want is background noise, which is a lot of people, they're mostly watching Netflix and Amazon, and you want a little background noise, you can get Pluto TV, and you can also get like, just if you want a local, get CBS All Access for like $5, I believe. I'm not understanding, Lori. Yes, no charge is great. The AG wants to tell them to email him how much data you use to prove his point to Comcast as well. Wants me to email how much data I use? I use like 3 terabytes, so I would be in trouble. But I mean, really, it just bothers me because we're paying top dollar for an inferior product. Like, if you take South Korea, for example, they're paying the equivalent of like $65 for a gig, which is more than you'll ever need, and that's a gigabit per second. And yeah, it's bad. So how far out am I booking? Debra, usually it's like a couple weeks. We just hired somebody, so it's like, we're only about a week, 10 days out. So definitely give us a call. Okay, so Lori, to clarify, you said they wants to start all customers to start keeping track and to email to the Attorney General. I would like to talk to him because I don't think that that is extremely accurate as far as the reason they're doing it now is because they had to do it. People are going to start just using more data, and when 4K becomes more popular, 4K streaming, everybody's data usage is going to go way up. Everybody's data usage is going to go like this with all the stuff that's coming out. And literally almost everything now is being connected to data and continuously pulling a signal. So it's the little stuff that's going to kill the data cap, or get you up to that data cap. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, he said he will then compile that with data, as Comcast is saying that less than 5% of all families go over the data cap. Yeah, I would say 5% is really low anyways. They have lobbyists and they can say whatever they want. It doesn't really have to be true. I wish it did. But if you're not going over now, you will. So that's one of the reasons they did the data caps now. So 1.2 terabits, they probably would have done it last year if it wasn't for the pandemic. All over. They did do it in some areas. But if they... if you're not going over now, you're going to be. They see the writing on the wall that, the data usage is only heading in one direction. I had this, I don't want to say argument, but discussion with somebody else on Facebook, and they're like, oh, in the last 3 months, or 6 months, I only went over once. Yeah, and then in the next 6 months, you're going to go over twice, and then in the 6 months after that, you're going to go over 3 times, which is half the time, or 4 times, and then now you're going over every month. So, they're not the smartest, but they're not dumb, Comcast. So, if they tried to do the 1.2 terabits a year from now, it would be half of all families are going over. Which I would actually argue that there's probably a good third to a half now with everybody streaming and working from home, so they're streaming school and work. Alright, so anyways, I want to show you guys. Oh, MacGyver. So yeah, anyways, this back to Pluto TV. Sorry, I got sidetracked. If you just want background noise, like half the time, I'm more a music person, so if you just want background noise and you want some channels, they also have a national, why is this not going back? They also have a national news, so if you go over one of these, comedy, movies, sports, music. Alright, well, we're getting more questions, so I got to get back to that. Let me make myself bigger. Okay, so let's see. Sorry about that. So, Shana, or Shana, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. How are you able to save money? What are the cost savings coming from? So, you're basically, when you pay for a cable box, there's a lot of labor tied to that and a lot of cost. So, these streaming platforms, have no overhead almost, so they can actually afford to get this content for less. So you're saving most of the money from ditching the cable box, and just the loan and rental fees. You know, a lot of people have like 3 or 4 cable boxes, so I mean that's like $20 something or more right there. The modem's like $14. And like I said, it's limited. Like when you stream, you're literally turning your TV into a smart device. Like, I don't ever use smart TVs. Don't use smart TVs. They're clunky. They stopped supporting them after a couple years. Use a Fire Stick or a Roku, or if you don't care about spending 3 times as much, an Apple TV. Those three are pretty solid. I got to test the new. They claim the new Chromecast is good, so I got to test that. I'll probably do a video on that soon. Again, anybody who just joined us, check out my YouTube channel. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's hard to track if they're not even telling you what you're using today. I think that might be what they start doing, is mandating that customers are notified exactly what they're using. Well, they are sending people emails when they get to 75% or, a certain number of data, or if like it's the first week and you already used half of your data. And Debra, I have a million questions, but I won't ask them all before you end this. Can you please provide information I can read on your website? Okay, let me find a link for you. So my YouTube channel is, I don't know if I should, this has definitely been a learning experience. So what I should do next time is write down all the links and stuff in the descriptions of the channel, and then I will, so this is only my second one, so I appreciate everybody being patient. So there's my YouTube channel. Then we got, so the easiest way to remember my website is cutthecordct.com. So you could do that, or leblanchtechservices.com, but you can see in the logo. This is cutthecordct.com. Oh, it's so dry in here. Yeah, I think I could probably answer some of your questions. And then also, I want people to comment, and I want people to message us with stuff that, they find relevant. I suffer from tech brain, so it's a gift and a curse. And yeah, you're right, it's probably the vodka. It's a gift and a curse. So some things that may be difficult don't occur to me, and I want to be as helpful as possible. I want to help as many people as I can. So all right. Well, it's getting to be 7:30, so if there's any last minute questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, I thought I messed it up, but I'm back. So, what do you mean, Debra? How fast and how much a month? Like I said, the best thing to do is sign up for a consultation, and we can answer those specific questions, because there's a lot of variables there. I hope you guys found this helpful, and hope you tell all your friends that I'll probably post another one tomorrow morning that people can sign up for, another Facebook Live for next Thursday. And I hope that we get a ton of people and a ton of questions, but this has been great. Thank you very much, everybody. How fast? How fast? Oh, sorry, Deborah has one more question. How fast is the band with speed, whatever you call it, and how much is it a month for service? So the bandwidth is a little different than the speed, but I think there's different packages, but you can even get the basic one, and now it's 50 megabits. So that's more than enough to do. A streaming Zoom video is only 10 megabits per second to stream reliably. And yeah, Deborah, a consultation. So on our website, you can book a call, or I used to call it a consultation, but just a conversation about your needs and what you can do to help. You get 20 minutes, so you can ask questions. Leo does them; he's very helpful, and yeah, it's free. So free is good. So all right. Well, have a great day, everybody. Hope to see you soon. If you scroll up, you can see all my contact information. And please subscribe to my channel. Help it grow. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers before it actually starts to pay for itself. So all this effort's just kind of I'm doing because it's the right thing to do right now. So once I get 1,000 subscribers, I can actually get paid for it as well. So I appreciate the help and support. Thank you very much. Have a good day.